Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Junior Trader, and in this video, let's take a look at Nvidia stock. Well, it's not looking good, right? In the price action, Nvidia is unfortunately coming down again, and as we'll go in this video, we'll identify is this still a buy here, or should you wait? Or should you just short it, or just go bearish on this thing? What is the price action telling us? We'll take a look at all of that in this video. And we'll go over an article as well, but we'll mostly focus on the price action. With that, also want to let you know, none of this is any financial advice, only for education purposes, just sharing my opinion. Please do your own thing. So, NVIDIA did gap up here through that yellow area of $171 after Oracle's reported their earnings. And that was also the technical confirmation on NVIDIA for an uptrend, which we did get for a couple of days. So if I take you to the hourly interval, things will get much more clear over there. And this is where we had that breakout to the upside, and then we continued up there all the way to our next significant levels, which are marked by my tools automatically for you. So you know where the price would react the most. Now, which are the dashed black lines there you can see. Now, this is where I mentioned that as if we continue to lose 177 and 20 cents, I'm very sure when I did the video on my public channel, this was the zone I had said that. And NVIDIA is my regular coverage on my Patreon as well. So definitely there I talk every day on all the plans on NVIDIA. Now, so this is where we got into the weakness, at least multi-day, but we held that overall structural support that I mentioned until this yellow zone, 171 to 172. Overall structure is still fine, and thus we saw that pullback get bought back up yesterday. All right, and however, what we wanted to see today, and this is what I talked to my members as well yesterday on Patreon, if you want to see a push through, it's important that we break through these levels above, that is 178 to 178 and 80 cents around that, those two significant levels zone. We got to break out above it to push higher. Otherwise, we may still go sideways, still go choppy, and that's what we are getting. We are not choppy, but we are going down. And overall structure is still technically, as we'll go through it, it's a pullback, but you shouldn't be in any position on this below 176 and 58 cents. I mean, not on the bullish side. Below this, we are in the multi-day weakness. We are negative. We may just be in the pullback on the overall structure, not overall bearish yet on NVIDIA, because it is still trying to hold 174 to 175. We'll see. But what I'm saying is that multi-day, we are not in an uptrend. If we want to really get back in the game on the uptrend again from where we are, at this point, we'll have to get above 176 and 58 cents again. Otherwise, no, we are in the multi-day weakness on NVIDIA here. And as we continue lower, definitely we will be testing yellow zone again. And definitely this is where then, if we come that low again, you got to let it break out above 174 and 26 cents first to play any uptrend. Otherwise, no, we are just going to stay in the multi-day downtrend otherwise, okay? And anyhow, as if we lose 171 and 172, which hasn't happened yet, that is a directional sentiment shifter on NVIDIA again for the overall trend direction. That's a full-on broken structure. Right now, what NVIDIA has in its benefit is that zone with a potential gap fill and still keeping somehow an uptrend structure with just a gap fill. That's still in the benefit of NVIDIA, but as I said, we'll have to wait for a confirmation for the multi-day trend at least showing us a strength. And right now, there is not that confirmation. We're in the multi-day weakness, and right now nothing is stopping it to test 172 unless it turns around in the bullish structure, which I already told you for that what signs to watch. And anyhow, below 171 and 172, definitely NVIDIA is again in a broken structure. Its sentiment is again on the downside then. So right now, let's see if NVIDIA can hold through this gains. But you have to be prepared after, especially gap ups, and when we fail to break out the levels above within a day or two, then you have to be prepared for choppiness and a little bit of sideways and multi-day weakness action. You have to be prepared for that, and accordingly, you got to be patient. Patient in a way, definitely manage the position. Uh, you know, don't blindly dollar cost average into it, because that money can be put somewhere else to make you more money. So you got to manage the position by, risk management, stop losses, sizing in and out the position, and all those good stuff. So anyhow, definitely it's Nvidia right now is more tradable based on either a smaller position if you are doing a swing because you need a wider stop loss in these situations, which would be on the swing below the yellow zone. But you shouldn't be trading big positions with big wide stop losses. But technically, if you started the position right when we got that technical breakout, then you are still fine. You're still technically in profit. You can just size it down. But the point is that if you are trying to start a position up here and you are saying, oh, I want to do a swing on this, so you should only go small position because your stop loss has to be wider. If you are doing a multi-day trade only, then it's already a short play for you multi-day, right? So it's not overall short though. There's a difference. Anyways, that's Nvidia's price action. Let's get to this article here. So China started a probe on Mellanox deal of Nvidia. Now this is these company. Look, politicians now work for the corporations. They are cutting the deals for them across many countries, and then all other countries use these corporations also as for a leverage, as punching bags as well, right? So that's the world we live in. I don't think politicians works anymore for average people. It's all work for the corporation. I think that's how it has always been. It's just very apparent now, right? It's right on our faces now. Anyways, so what NVIDIA says is that NVIDIA responded with a collaborative tone Monday after China's antitrust regulator, which is the China State Administration for Market Regulation, said its 7 billion purchase of Mellanox Technologies in 2020 broke competition rules. The company stressed it follows the law and will work with agencies reviewing the deal. The response came after China's State Administration for Market Regulation said Nvidia's hadn't fully met conditions tied to its earlier approval of the Mellanox acquisition. It's important to note that it was approved earlier. Regulators didn't share specifics, but the investigation is another sign of Beijing's close scrutiny of US chip makers. Nvidia shares, led by CEO Jensen Huang, steadied through the sessions and were flat by midday after giving back early losses. Anyways, and Nvidia bought Mellanox, an Israeli networking company, to strengthen its grip on AI and cloud data centers. China's review, launched late last year, underscores how even older deals can resurface as flashpoints in the US-China tech rivalry. So that's what it is. But technicals will tell us everything ahead of the times. We don't even need to know the news. We just have to trade technically, but that's just something to know that's going on. In the world of Nvidia, latest politics leverage ongoing there. All right, just before wrapping up, I want to take it the weekly interval as well on Nvidia. So the thing is that, guys, that's still a good support, that zone of $171. All right, that 171 to 172 around. We do have a good, so if we go to this weekly interval, let me actually a little bit zoom out. We do have still a good pivot here. Okay, we still have a good pivot, and that's why that zone on the daily interval is still standing strong. So, and that's why I'm saying that we are not overall bearish, and so you still have a lot of room on Nvidia to stabilize, but you gotta be a little bit cautious, especially during the times when we do gap ups and then we fail to continue higher. And I already told you early on in this week that we will most likely not break to new all-time highs. We might mostly go sideways here first, and even if we go up, we may not break to the all-time highs. So we are still in that ballpark here. But anyhow, we do have a multi-day weakness ongoing right now on Nvidia. So all right, that's all I had for you guys. Definitely, it's my regular coverage on my Patreon for with the members. So definitely, if you are interested, check out the details in the description of this video. You will also have the choice to get access to my tools if you like. Check out the details again in the description of this video. There are Patreon links. All right, with that, I'll see you in my next videos, guys. Take care. Bye.